Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. We've got nothing better to do. The show where we talk about movies, TV shows, video games, and comic books because we've got nothing better to do. I'm your host, Nathaniel, and this week I am joined by Parker and Jeremy. And this week, we are talking about the Clone Wars. But not the new season because we're all procrastinators and we're not there yet. We're doing a retrospective on about the first half of the show, and then next week we will try to do the second half and the beginning of the new season. But we're doing the first half of the old seasons. But before we get into that, let's talk about the news. Starting with the movie news. First bit of movie news is the Uncharted movie will finally start filming in
finally
a month. So that was posted February 18th. So March 18th, I don't know if exactly March 18th, but next month the Uncharted movie will finally start filming. So we probably won't see it until next year. So big rip. But it is Tom Holland. And at least it's actually filming now, because for a few years it wasn't anything. Like, when was the Uncharted movie announced? I want to look that up. Movie announced. So it delayed to March 5th of 2021. It was originally supposed to come out December 2020. It lost 6 directors. Wow.
Oof.
That's a lot.
Announcement date. When was it announced? No, I don't know the release date. Announcement. The previous director was Travis Knight, which is the guy that did Bumblebee.
Who is it now?
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Sean Levy. Or Levi, whatever his name is. He did Big Fat Liar. Great movie. Cheaper by the Dozen. Also a great movie. The Night at the Museum movies. Also great. And Stranger Things.
He's doing Uncharted?
Yeah, so he's doing the Uncharted movie. Okay.
Cheaper by the Dozen, Uncharted. It's like the same thing.
I'm okay. He did Stranger Things and Night at the Museum, which are comedy. Well, Night at the Museum is comedy, and Stranger Things is sci-fi. I don't know. I mean, he could do good. You never know. I like the other stuff he's done, so.
Yeah, Big Fat Liar was like one of the best movies of all time.
It is. I would say so. Paul Giamatti should have won an Oscar for that movie. Frankie Muniz, oh, don't even get me started. Amanda Bynes, she has a face tattoo now. So, you know, everybody from that movie is just rocking it. You know?
In a way.
Yeah.
You could say that.
But yeah, I like Sean Levi, or Levy, whatever how you say your name. And then Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake. So I've got
Tom Holland?
He's playing young Nathan Drake. I've got some faith in this picture. I can see it being good. But we shall see. TV news. An Overwatch cartoon and a Diablo anime are in development. I think for Netflix. I don't remember. But I think Overwatch would be great as a cartoon. There's a lot of lore, a lot of that dank lore in Overwatch. It's part of the reason why I'm excited for Overwatch 2, because we're getting story missions. So yeah, I'm down for that. I have never played or have ever had any interest in playing Diablo, so I don't really know about that. But Overwatch, yeah, I'm down for. I think that'd be cool. I know Parker, Overwatch is your favorite thing, but Jeremy, what would you like to see from an Overwatch cartoon? Would you want to see like the first Omnic Crisis, or like Overwatch Now, or what?
Well, that's what Overwatch 2 is going to be like. Overwatch Now. Like, if you think about it, the whole Overwatch game was a prequel to Overwatch restarting. So
Mm-hmm.
in Overwatch 2, we're finally going to get like what's happening nowadays. So I think first Omnic Crisis would be really cool.
To kind of see the fall of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even just like a lot of more backstory stuff.
Oh yeah, they could even go back to like OG Overwatch, where it's just Soldier on a Reaper, like the OG team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think the first Omnic Crisis and the fall of Overwatch would be really interesting to see. So yeah, I'm down for that. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Parker, we all know you love Overwatch. You're like the biggest Overwatch fan. You play it all the time. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
But a Diablo anime, I mean, it'd probably look really cool, because I know Diablo kind of has like cool character design and world design, stuff like that. But I have like no idea about what the heck Diablo is. I wish Ben was here, because he could kind of explain that. But you know, he's out doing Ben things, so you know.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means, and I don't know if I want to know what that means. So, you know,
Yeah.
just Ben doing Ben things. You know what I'm saying? I can ask him what he's doing if you want to know what Ben things are.
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask him. While I'm doing that, the next bit is the we got a trailer for the War for Cybertron Transformer series on Netflix. So I think it's gonna be 3 movies. And so we got the teaser for the first one, and it's like mid-war, the Autobots versus the Decepticons, and it sounds like it's like right before the Autobots go back or head to Earth. So I feel like the final movie will probably be the Autobots leaving Cybertron. But did you guys watch the trailer?
No.
Do you
I watched like the first half.
watch it right now? And we'll kind of walk through it. Loud. Sorry, it was not muted.
Super loud. Jeez.
The animation looks really good. I'm not a huge fan of like 3D CG, but it looks pretty good. And it is technically an anime. That's what they're calling it. So,
Oh no.
I don't know if it's made by a Japanese animation house or if it's American. There's some pretty anime scenes in the trailer though. But I mean, it looks good. Looks really good. And like the Fall of Cybertron games are really good. And if this is like telling that story, it's probably like the most interesting part of the Transformers story is the War of Cybertron. So I think getting to see a good version of this, because we see it for like 10 minutes in Bumblebee, and that's like the best Transformers movie or live action Transformers movie is that 10 minutes. So I think getting to see this in like a good light will be cool.
Really weird. I don't know if I like the animation style. It makes it look like a Lego. It looks like.
Well, they're using the original Gen 1 designs. That's why they look like toys.
No, but just like the way they move makes it
I
look
don't
like
think
Lego
that-
Ninjago.
I mean, Lego Ninjago's a good show.
I don't like this animation style, so I'm probably not going to watch it.
I don't like. I really dislike the animation style.
I
It is Netflix.
I kind of like. Yeah, I said it was Netflix. I kind of like it.
Oh.
I mean, I think it looks fine. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it'll look better in the final product. This is just a trailer. I don't know.
True.
But
I
yeah,
don't remember the last time I watched anything Transformers.
I think it looks good. I mean, the last good show they had was Transformers Prime. Back in the day. Wow, that was a long time ago when that was on. Just thinking about it. It's kind of depressing. But yeah, I don't know. I think it looks good. I'm gonna watch it as long as it's better than the Godzilla anime trilogy that was on Netflix. Because the first one was cool and interesting, and then the second one was like, okay, this is getting really anime, and then the third one is just like, what the frick is going on?
Yeah.
It just went off the rails, crazy, like anime, super, like I don't know. They ruined that. It could have been really cool because like it ends where, so essentially the humans had to leave the planet because of Godzilla and the other monsters, and they come back like millennia later because they're like, Godzilla has to be dead. There is like maybe we can terraform Earth and live there again. And then they get there, and there's a Godzilla. There's Godzilla there, and they're like, "Oh crap, we gotta fight him." And then like they barely beat him, and then all of a sudden the ground starts to shake, and a giant Godzilla comes out of the earth, and that was the Godzilla that was there like 2,000 years ago. Now he's like 30 times the size of a normal Godzilla. And they're like, oh crap, and then it ends on a cliffhanger. And I was like, oh dang, like this could be sick. And then yeah, it just went, yeah, it just got bad. So as long as they don't screw it up like that one, I don't know if it's the same animation house or whatever, but as long as they don't screw it up like that, I think it could be good. You know, regardless of the animation style. But yeah, that's really it for news this week. So let's talk about the Clone Wars. So Star Wars, the Clone Wars, when did it debut? I want to say like 2000.
2000 forever ago.
Yeah, I was right. October 3rd, 2008 was
Yeah. The first season animation
original
style
season.
you wouldn't know it was 2008. It looks like 2003.
Yeah, the animation
season's
style
really
in the
bad.
first couple of seasons is really rough. You can definitely tell where they got a little more cha-ching in their pockets, you know what I'm saying?
Well, even
Definitely
towards the
tell
end
when
of
the budgets
season
go up.
one, even towards the end of season one, you can tell it gets a lot better.
Yeah, but I think in like season 3, after like the time skip, it really like
Yeah, it gets a
bumps
lot
up.
better.
Yeah, it gets way better. But
Well,
yeah.
everything about the show gets better at that point.
So Star Wars: The Clone Wars debuted in season 3. Or reviewed season. It reviewed. If I could speak, it came out in October 3rd, 2008. And there was 6 seasons, but last Friday the 7th and final season was released. And the animated series, wow, it's got great reviews. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes and 8.1 on IMDb.
The new season?
I think
Or the show in general?
I think this is just the show in general. Season 1 on Rotten Tomatoes got a 79. So overall, it's got pretty great reviews. And you know, it's pretty like highly regarded and well loved by like
A lot
most
of people.
I think most Star Wars fans can agree that it's good.
Even people who didn't like the prequels.
Yeah, can agree that
Like
the Clone Wars is what the prequels should have been, and it's kind of what the prequels are at its best. Yeah, it's very good. So I am in the beginning of season 4. Where are you at currently, Parker?
I think the end of season 3.
I
can't remember exactly where I am.
Okay. Jeremy, have you been rewatching it, or are you just going from memory?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever watched it other than a few episodes.
Wow.
I want to. I just haven't. So
spoilers.
I know most of what happens in it, but
Darth Maul is alive.
Yeah, he has robot legs and all that stuff.
And all that stuff. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, that happens. Well, yeah, we're gonna be talking about spoilers for like the first 4 seasons, but overall, Parker, since you've seen it, like rewatching it, what are your thoughts, kind of on the Clone Wars so far?
The first season, specifically, like the first 8 episodes, are a real struggle to watch.
Well, okay, so real quick, the show was released out of order,
on purpose
for some reason, and so there is an official canon viewing order that kind of goes all over the place. But you didn't know that until after you had started rewatching.
Yes.
So how far did you get in before you started watching them in order?
I didn't even start watching them in order. I never did start.
Oh, you're just going through it?
I'm just going through it now at this point. Because I was already on season 2 at that point.
Oh. Well, yeah. Okay, so then, yeah, what are your general thoughts on it? Rewatching it so far?
Well, just season 1 is bad, and then after that, there's some sleeper episodes that are just like, okay, I can get on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But then some episodes are really good. It's really good once they like actually start tying everything together instead of just like one random adventure after another.
Yeah, the first like 2 seasons are a lot of adventure of the week kind of deal, which is what they pretty much do in The Mandalorian. So, and Dave Filoni, who did this, does The Mandalorian. So he probably just kind of likes that kind of style.
Yeah, and then young Ahsoka's really annoying.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is.
She's just
Ahsoka definitely becomes a good character. She does not start off as a good character.
Yeah. I was surprised to see how few episodes she was in, at least
in the first season.
Where I was.
Like, I mean, yeah. She's not in a lot for like the first half of the show. She really gets a lot of screen time more in the second half, but even then she's like, as much as she's the main character, she doesn't get I think Anakin still gets more screen time than she does.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, kind of agree. Like the first 2 seasons are kind of adventure of the week, and like there's some good episodes in it. Like there's one where there's a little arc where it's Anakin, Aayla Secura, and Ahsoka, and it's kind of like a 7 samurai kind of deal, or the Magnificent Seven, where they have to train the villagers in order to fight. And it's them and the bounty hunters.
That's the one where like snails crawl on Anakin and he gets like that like weird tribal stuff.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't know. I just remember like an episode. I've like at the very little I've seen, there's an episode where like snails like crawl on like Anakin as like a ritual for like.
There's been a couple rituals, but I don't know if I'm at that part yet. So we'll see. I don't think it's that episode though, but yeah, like that one's good. There's like, well, the beginning arc is the Malevolence arc where they're taking down the big ship. That one's
and as
pretty
a
good.
kid I loved it. I don't care for it now. It was like, ooh.
Um, yeah, I think in the third season, or I guess the end of the second season, is really where it starts to pick up, because that's where we get introduced to the Mandalore plot, which is I really like that arc. But yeah, I think the Clone Wars really kind of fills in the gaps of the prequels and makes them better, because like you get to see Anakin not being a whiny crybaby. He's actually really charming, and he's actually very capable. And then you get to see like Obi-Wan being Obi-Wan. You know, he's he's sarcastic and witty, but he's also a really good leader. And then you just kind of get to see more of the Jedi that gets slaughtered in Episode 3. So like Aayla Secura, Plo Koon, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto. Like
Yeah, even where I'm at on Mon Calamar.
Yeah,
the planet.
I just finished that arc.
Okay, yeah, so I just finished it last night.
Okay. The next arc is very good.
And I didn't realize Kit Fisto was like a water type Pokemon.
Yeah. He's actually, fun fact, he's the one that invented the technology that lets Jedi use their lightsabers underwater. So, there's your Star Wars fact of the day.
So why don't the lightsabers make the water
bubble,
evaporate, boil?
I don't know.
Technology.
Yes, technology.
Same with the blasters.
Yeah, well, I mean, you wouldn't be able to see the blasters because it's light, or they're too fast for you to dodge or like see properly. But also
Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really the point of sci-fi. It's the story. But
you're right.
But yeah, so like you get to see more of the Jedi, and they like Anakin and Ahsoka definitely like show emotion. And then like they even do a great job of giving more character to Obi-Wan in the Mandalore arc. I'll get into that in a second. But also they really humanize the clones, because like they all have names, they all have like they're like different tattoos and haircuts, and they're all kind of personalized, so you can tell them apart. So you get clones like Captain Rex, Fives. You get to see Commander Cody. And it just does a good job of like filling in the gaps you don't see in the prequels, and telling good stories and really fleshing out characters.
Yeah.
Because like there's even an episode or a couple episodes that's about like Anakin and Padme having a fight. And it's like that, because the fight that we do see in Clone Wars is just Anakin being a whiny crybaby, and Padme not realizing all these red flags that Anakin's putting out. But in this, it's like kind of a funny lover's quarrel, and it does a good job of characterizing them. So yeah, I think that's really its strength, is just building on these characters and relationships. And also, it does something that I really appreciate Rogue One for, and that is really showing the war of Star Wars. Like the battle scenes are pretty intense, and they're pretty brutal. Like just in general, this show is a quote unquote kid show, but it is not. I repeat, not a kid's show. And like the first major arc, other than like the Yoda and the Malevolence, is the Aayla Secura one where they're on that planet. And like clones are getting like shot point blank, and like multiple times in the series people are impaled on lightsabers. Clones are shot. In just the episodes I was watching right now, like clones are stepped on, clones get blown up, Jedi get impaled. Like in the first time we see Grievous in the show, he impales a Jedi. When Savage Opress shows up, he impales a Jedi, and he kills a Padawan by slamming against the door. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so in the Mon Cala arc, the bad guy at the end, he gets stuck with a grenade and just blows up on screen, and you see his guts flying everywhere, and then it shows his like severed head that's been like broken open just floats down in front of the camera, and his eyes are rolled back into his head. And I was like, what the frick, dude? This is a kid's show. This is so brutal. There's so many on-screen deaths and like just war in general.
That whole arc with him going around and eating people alive too, because he's a shark.
Because the bad guy's a shark. Yeah, and then not to mention, so it's not only brutal, but they super sexualize all the female characters. Like freaking Aayla Secura's anime titties are popping out. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I watched this when I was 10 years old. Like, all the female Jedi are like dumb thick. Like, it's not funny. It's funny because it's not funny. This is not a kid's show, but it is a kid's show. The stuff they got away with on Cartoon Network is hilarious. I was talking to a friend, and he's like, if I don't see some heads cut off in the Disney Plus season, I'm a riot. I was like, well, I mean, if they follow anything from the previous seasons, then you probably will. So yeah, this is a kid's show that's really not for kids. But yeah, so is there any like specific stuff that you really liked about Clone Wars, Parker? Like
anything
any specific arcs and stuff, or like parts you really liked? Up to where we are right now, which is season 4.
Up to where we are right now, I really like the whole Savage Opress and the Night Sisters, but we're not too much into that.
Yeah, we only saw the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I was watching that episode with Joel, and Savage Opress shows up, and I was like, or those episodes, and he shows up, and I was like, oh, he's so skinny. Like, I remember him being like huge. And then
I don't remember the ritual.
And then they Captain America him, and he's massive. And he looks way cooler after he gets his roids. But yeah, I that one I was kind of like, I mean, it's cool like to see like the beginning and stuff of it, but I was like the Night Sisters and like the Force Witches, I was kind of like, I don't like it. It's grody. But I mean, it's something we haven't seen before in Star Wars, and it's cool to like see that lore and stuff. But yeah.
Speaking of lore, how do they get away with like the like the Force people, whatever that arc where they get stuck on the 4-dimensional planet thingamajig?
Oh, okay. Don't even get me started on that. Okay, they get away with it because they all die. So, spoilers, Jeremy, and everyone happens to be listening. So, in season 3, there's an arc that takes place on a planet like Exegol. I think it's called Mortis. Yeah, it is called Mortis. I have the episode list pulled up right here. So, yeah, it's called Mortis. And it's like this Force planet. And on it, there are 3 beings that are in tune with the Force. There's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I mean, this is the daughter. It's the Holy Trinity. But, so the Father is the balance, the Son flows towards the dark, and then the daughter flows towards the light. And they call Anakin there because the Father thinks that Anakin is the chosen one, and he's the only one that can keep his children in check after he dies. And he probably, I don't know if this was like kind of to cement that Anakin is the chosen one, or what the point of this arc was. But essentially, so Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka go to this planet. And the Son starts to lean towards the dark side. And then he fully turns and tries to kill his father so that he can leave the planet and wreak havoc on the galaxy. But his sister stops him. And in doing so, the brother kills his sister on accident. So now the Force is in imbalance because the light is gone. And then they have to stop the Son. And in order to stop the Son, the Father kills himself. Or or no, he allows himself to be stabbed, and in doing so, then kills his son. And so then he's like, "Oh, Anakin, you are the chosen one because you have brought balance to the Force. Because technically, by killing us all, you brought balance." And then Anakin's like, okay. But also, the son, in trying to seduce Anakin, shows him that he will become Darth Vader. And so in order to not become Darth Vader, he becomes Darth Vader to stop Darth Vader.
Well, to be fair, he gets his memory erased.
Yeah, and that's so stupid. It's such a cop-out. Like, what was... Because he gets his memory erased, and then they all die, and then it's like nothing happened. And I was like, well, what was the point of that arc?
The whole point of it, there was no point.
There is no point. And it's like, he just kind of wanted to do it to do it, I guess. Like, you see Anakin is super strong in the Force, but like, we've been knowing that, bro. Like, we didn't need to see that again. Yeah. And yeah, I didn't like that arc. I thought it was dumb. It really serves no point. But yeah, I don't like that arc. A very good arc though is the beginning of the Mandalorian arc. And it's a long one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes or 5 episodes. No, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 7 episodes is the Mandalorian plot or arc. And in this arc, we get like major character backstory for Obi-Wan. So when he was a Padawan with Qui-Gon, they saved the current Duchess of Mandalore. And they had the hots for each other, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Obi-Wan's my dog, you know what I'm saying? But there's a part where so the bad guy is this Mandalorian he's the leader of Death Watch, which is essentially a terrorist organization, and he's played by Jon Favreau, which really threw me off because his performance isn't great in the show.
No.
I was like, man, dude, you're really taking me out of it, because I could like super tell it was Jon Favreau, and he does such a good job in Solo playing the four-armed guy, but in this he's like, ugh. But okay, yeah, anyways, so he's the bad guy. So they're trying to take over Mandalore so that they can kill people again, because the Duchess is a pacifist, essentially. And then there's a part where the bad guy has the Duchess, her name's Satine, and she's like, Obi-Wan, I loved you. And Obi-Wan's like, now's not really the time. And she's like, are you kidding me? And he's like, all right, I guess I love you too. No, he doesn't say like that. But he's like, if you would have said the word, I would have left the Jedi Order. And I was like, oh, Obi-Wan. Oh my gosh. It like a theme in Star Wars is like forbidden love. Obviously, Anakin and Padme and Luke and Leia.
Oh my god.
that would emphasis on not the love.
But yeah, so we get to see Obi-Wan and Satine, and then obviously Anakin and Padme. They get some episodes in here, and then Ahsoka meets a boy that's a separatist. And there's some sparks flying there. So it's kind of a theme, at least in these early seasons, that we get to see. And then unfortunately, some stuff happens to Obi-Wan's girl, and I cry every time I think about it. But we talked about it last week. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if they had some like flashbacks of her in his show. Like maybe we get to see them when they're both young or something, or he has like flashbacks to the Mandalorian arc. But yeah, I really like the Mandalorian arc. I like it a lot because it's good, but also for that character backstory and the dynamic between Obi-Wan and Satine, because like Satine is super pacifist, and so she's mad at Obi-Wan for being a part of the war when he's supposed to be a Jedi and a peacekeeper. And Obi-Wan's like, well, it's my duty. And then she's like, well, you used to have a moral code. And it's like, you can tell that they really like each other and that they're mad at each other for having differing ideals, but they still like have super strong feelings for each other. And it's just very good writing for a kid's show and like Star Wars prequel material. But yeah, that's very good. I really like that. It's probably my favorite arc in the show so far. But yeah, what about you, Parker? Do you have a favorite arc so far?
I still think it's Asajj, Count Dooku betraying Ventress.
Yeah.
I like that arc.
I like how like it's really weird because like Asajj is like super sadistic, but she's also like super seductive to the Dathomirian males when she's like picking them out. And I was
well,
like,
I mean,
this is
that's the whole
I know
point.
yeah, I know. I'm not saying it's like bad. I'm like, this is like an interesting thing that we haven't seen, and it's uncomfortable, but it's supposed to make you uncomfortable. And then like when Obi-Wan and Anakin go there, they're like, oh, she came to pick out a mate, and I was like, oh, I don't know if Savage knew that, but yeah, you know, what even happens to Asajj? I don't even remember. She died.
He ends up getting
I don't even remember.
I don't remember what happens. Wait. Doesn't Savage kill her?
I don't know.
Not yet.
I know. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't remember if he does or not. But yeah, I like that arc too of her starting to get revenge on Count Dooku. He's not his apprentice for very long. Like it's like an episode that he's his Count Dooku's apprentice, and they're like,
I know.
And then Asajj is like, no, we have to kill him.
Yeah.
And then they fight, and then yeah, okay. One thing they do in this show is they make Count Dooku super powerful. Like,
yeah.
No one like even holds a candle to him. Like he's just that much stronger than everyone. Which I guess you kind of see like, because Anakin fights him in season 3, and like he holds his own for a little bit, but I mean he's also outnumbered because Count Dooku has the Magna guards with him. But you can kind of see how he went from episode 2 where he's dumb and young, and then in this fight he's holding his own. And if the Magna guards weren't there, he might have been able to take him. And then in episode 3, obviously he does. But yeah, Darth Count Dooku is super good in this show. He's not good, but he's very
he's like
powerful.
super evil in the show.
Yeah, he's super evil.
He's like, oh, you messed up? Let me electrocute you until you get it right. Oh wait, you can't get it right because you already did it wrong.
But in the prequels, he's like, oh, I'm not that bad. Like, I'm your friend. I was a Jedi once. Come on, we used to be friends. Like,
yeah,
I can be civil. But in this, he's like, he literally says, "You have failed me for the last time." Like, he quotes Darth Vader. I guess Darth Vader quotes him, but the timeline's messy. But yeah, like he's super evil and he's like super powerful in the Clone Wars. But yeah, so the arc that I'm on right now is also super good, and it's the Palm Krell arc, where the Anakin and the 501st are storming a planet with like Obi-Wan and another, I can't remember who the other Jedi is. But Anakin gets called back to Coruscant by the Emperor. So Palm Krell, he's a Dexter's Jetster alien. He's one of those 4-armed dudes. And he has 2 double-bladed folding lightsabers. He shows up and he's like, I'm in charge now. But he like hates clones, so he just throws them into he throws them into like multiple full frontal assaults just to kill them. And so it's like this arc about the clones, like because Captain Rex is like, oh, we have to listen to our general, like we're clones that are programming, but the clones are like he's just sending us out to die. And so it's them like trying to figure it out and like walk that line. But I think this arc specifically shows like war, like it's brutal and it's intense, and it's like war the malevolence. But yeah, like it's brutal and it's intense, and like the planet is dark, and it's like the clones are like fighting for their lives because they're outnumbered, and like you see the clones are getting stepped on by tanks, like they're getting blasted, and like there's a part where the clones like make an advance and they're actually pushing, and the clones are also brutal because like there's a part where Rex he like throws a dude, or no, it's Fives, I think. He throws a dude on the ground and then just pops him in the head. And then there's one where Rex he knocks the dude over, steps on his helmet, so the dude starts suffocating, and then just pops him in the face. And like, yeah, like this arc is super brutal, and it's super like it's just very good. But yeah, and so I think it culminates in, because I know Krell turns evil. I don't remember like the whole part of this arc, but yeah, Krell essentially, he hates clones, and he turns evil and turns towards the dark side, and I think he dies in this arc, but I don't really remember. But that's where I'm at right now. It's like the beginning of season 4. I guess I'm like halfway through season 4 actually. But yeah, it's just in general, like the show is very good. And then like in season 3 is where you can kind of tell that the budget really got bumped, because that's when the time skip is. I think it jumps like a year, so Ahsoka looks older.
It feels like it jumps more than a year just because Ahsoka acts.
She's very more mature.
Yeah, she goes from being a annoying 12-year-old to acting like.
I didn't, because like so Anakin is what, he's 18 or 19 in episode 2, and then he's like 23 in episode 4 or 3.
I have no clue.
So there's only like 4 years. So I mean, it could be 2 years. But then in the final season, like Anakin looks exactly like episode 3 Anakin, Obi-Wan looks exactly like episode 3 Obi-Wan, and then Ahsoka looks a lot older. So I feel like maybe it's 1 year here, and then the rest of the seasons are over 2 years. Then Ahsoka leaves, and then the final season is the year before episode 3, or maybe like the same year or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, once the time skip hits, like you can tell the animation looks smoother, better. Like the models look better. Just overall, the animation quality goes up and production quality goes up a ton. And that's when they start using actual Star Wars themes in the music, and the music quality in general just the whole show production just goes up. And it like, because before, like, you had good writing and like the show was pretty good, but then at this point everything just kind of stepped up and the show becomes very good. So yeah, I'm excited to finish it, but we've got a few seasons, and the new season is being released weekly. It's not all out already, which I kind of like. So, you know, by the time we get there, there'll be maybe 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah. Well, probably more in my case.
But yeah, I'm really excited to like get to the end of it, because I think I watched some of seasons 1, 2, and 3. I guess part of 4 too, and then I think I came back for like 6 whenever Ahsoka leaves. That was the last part I saw. And so yeah, I'm excited to see like the parts that I haven't seen, and then see what they do for episode 4, season 7. Yeah, is there any other things that you wanted to say about the Clone Wars, Parker? What we're at so far?
The dueling, like the sword fighting, has been.
It gets really good at like.
Sometimes, but sometimes it's like.
It's bad. In the first few seasons, it's usually like lightsaber, like clash. Someone gets de-weaponed. I don't know. Someone loses their lightsaber, and then it turns into a fist fight. And then they get their lightsabers back, and then the fight's over. But then there's like, I think Asajj versus Anakin is a really good duel, and then like Asajj and Savage against Count Dooku is a good duel. And then Anakin versus Count Dooku is also a good duel. So there's some good ones sprinkled in, but like, yes, some of the early ones they're not really duels. But what the heck?
Parker, you good?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sure. Any other thoughts on the Clone Wars?
No, I feel like because I'm only like halfway through. It's hard to like say exactly what I like and don't like. Because I don't remember a lot of it because I was little when I watched up to season 6. Like, when did season 6 come out?
Let's find out, shall we?
Season 6 was the season made just by Netflix, right?
I think. March 7th, 2014 is when season 6 came out.
Okay. Well, I remember watching season 6 after the fact, but like 1 through 5 I watched when I was little.
Yeah, because what? So, I'm 21 now. So, what was it? It was in 2008, so 12 years ago. So, yeah, that was a long time ago. Been 16, yeah. No, wait, there's no way. I feel like I was younger than that. Am I doing math wrong? I'm always bad at my mental math.
12 years ago.
I was 9. Yeah, I don't know where I got. Yeah, wow, that it's weird to think about. That it was so long ago. So far, Clone Wars has been very good, and who knows, it could just turn into a hot pile of poop, but I don't think so. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and we'll try to talk about the rest of the season or rest of the show in the next couple weeks. We'll get to that. But Jeremy, you got to start watching it.
Yep.
Do you have Disney Plus?
Nope.
I think I don't know, I can check how many devices we have. Maybe I can give you a login.
That'd be dope.
Because I think we have like the big family, so I think we get like 10, and so yeah, we might have some extra. But yeah, so I think that's it for our Clone Wars discussion part 1 retrospective. So let's talk about what have you been doing, Parker? I know you've been doing something. So what have you been doing?
Yeah, just these past few days. Well, these past few days I've watched more than I've ever watched before of Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Dragons are mysteries abound, made of a deep energy.
Yeah, well, some of the first theme was fine,
but I will go.
The second theme worse, and the third one is just so bad.
Yeah, they progressively get worse.
So the last one, right?
Yeah, I think the last one is the best one. But the best will always be this one. It's probably super loud. I'm gonna turn it down.
I can't hear it, so I'm good.
It's the original Japanese one. Yeah, continue.
Well, I'm watching it, and I'm probably close to finishing the Frieza saga. I'll finish it tomorrow.
You stupid monkey!
But I'll definitely have to take a little bit of a break from it, at least a short one, because I've watched like 30 episodes in the past 4 days.
Mm-hmm. You've eaten 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
Yep.
Which apparently he didn't. Freaking Papa lied to us.
What are you talking about?
He tried.
You didn't see that Papa John's thing where he was all cracked up?
He was on the HGH podcast.
Yeah, well, before he was on the podcast, he did an interview where he's like, I've had 40 pizzas in the last 30 days. And everyone was like, you ate 40 pizzas in 30 days. But apparently he just tried them. He didn't eat them all. But in the interview, he's like super sweaty and greasy, and he looks like he's coked out of his mind.
Probably is.
He probably is. Papa's in the house. But yeah, anyways, what else have you been doing?
Destiny, started playing modded Minecraft again just because it's easy to play and watch Dragon Balls at the same time.
Dragon Balls. I need
Dragon Balls. Dragon Ballski.
Dragon Ballski. Dragon Ballski. I need 1.16 to come out already, so we can play it.
I mean, you can play it in single player.
Yeah, but I want to play with people. I want to run
That won't
4K
be for a while.
Minecraft at 260 frames per second with ray tracing. Okay.
You don't have
Why don't you just you don't have a 4K monitor, one.
I don't.
Two, you don't have a ray tracing.
Let me
graphics
dream,
card.
dang it.
And three, you could have been playing modded with us this whole time. It's just the 1.16, except it's 1.99. That's what version of Minecraft we're on.
What?
Pretty much.
Yep, that's how modded works.
But yeah, Jeremy, what have you been doing?
Some Destiny. Not watching too much. Just because I don't have access to Disney Plus, so I can't be watching. Yeah, so it kind of sucks. But other than that, not too much. I'm chilling,
Like a villain.
waiting for some good stuff to come out. It's gonna be a while.
Have you guys been keeping up on My Hero?
No, I stopped
Yeah,
watching a while ago.
Yeah, I'm watching.
I gotta get back into it. I don't know what I'm doing.
it's in like it's not a filler arc, but it's like an in-between arc right now.
So yeah, but I never finished the arc before this filler.
Well,
or I might have finished. I don't know.
I guess technically that arc isn't over because it ends on a cliffhanger. So we're still kind of technically in that arc, but yeah, we're like in the lull right now. We're in a fan service arc. That's what it is. So you have some time if you want to catch up, but
well, I'll have to start. I'm watching the Aaron Hernandez thing with Tabitha right now. So after that, we're pretty much done. We'll start watching My Hero again.
My Hero. Me? I've been watching Clone Wars, obviously. I haven't really played anything, really.
No, you downloaded Destiny and said, "Wow, this game is so good," and then never played it again.
Yeah, I know. I played some Mario Kart the other day. But I quit one job. I got another one, and I'll have some more free time. So hopefully I'll be able to, watch some stuff, play some stuff. So yeah, I guess that's all I've really been doing was just watching Clone Wars. So what are we looking forward to, boys?
When does the Pokemon DLC come out? The first one.
June.
Not the first one, but yeah, it is the first one. Yeah, so that will be nice.
Comes out in June?
Yeah. I need to get that. I need to get the DLC pass. I also need to get the second pass for Smash. I also need to get online for PlayStation.
No, not that last thing. You don't need that.
Well, you can't do anything in Battlefront unless you have it. Just
use your PC that you built for everything.
No, like there are games that I go on. I got the PS4 so that there's games that I can play on there. I mean, Battlefront I can play on here, but I got that on PS4 so my sister could play. But like, I haven't even started Spider-Man yet. I don't know when I'm gonna touch it. And then Final Fantasy comes out in April. Freaking Animal Crossing is next month. Like, yeah, I still need to see Sonic. Actually, I'm probably gonna see that on Wednesday.
So I might get Animal Crossing.
You should, because you can do online multiplayer.
Yeah, I might do that.
Because I know Ben's getting it, and I'm gonna get it. So, yeah, I guess Sonic, Animal Crossing are what I'm looking forward to, and then just being able to play more games.
I haven't seen Sonic yet.
It'll be cool. We should see it this week so we can talk about it next week. Because we're already behind.
Okay. Maybe I'll go tomorrow.
Okay, then. Do it.
Maybe.
See. Should see it too, Jeremy.
I'll try it.
Anything you're looking forward to, Jeremy?
Not that comes out in like the near future. I guess. We got
the My Hero movie comes out in like 2 days.
What?
Oh, does it?
Yeah, the second My Hero movie.
Oh, what was the first one?
Yeah, you can watch it. I can send you a link to it later if you want to watch it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. I liked the first one a lot.
We get the next Black Widow movie comes out pretty soon, right?
No, that's in May.
Oh, it's
So
May? Oh,
2-ish months.
wow. That's longer than I thought it was.
Or maybe it's March. I thought it was
Oh.
May though. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Fact check yourself.
Better chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself. Oh no, it's April. So
pretty 2 months.
yeah, 2 months from today actually, April 24th.
Wow.
Crazy how that worked out. So yeah, Black Widow. Okay, well, I think that's the show. So thank you so much for listening. We hope you find time out of your busy schedule to come back and listen to us next week. But come on, we all know you've got nothing better to do. If you are on iTunes or Spotify, make sure to leave a review and tell a friend. And if you are on YouTube, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and click the little bell so you're notified every time a podcast goes up. And may the Force be with you always. I'm a Jedi!
Is she a red lightsaber?
Yeah, it's a blue one in it right now, though.
Oh.
So I'm a Jedi! We'll see you next week. Peace out, guys.